Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Neil Haley Show. You can check me out on Twitter at Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley, Facebook, LinkedIn, Neil Haley, Instagram, Total Tutor, Pinterest, Neil and Google Plus, and also on Periscope at Total Tutor. And Peter Elvidge, my co-host and assistant, and whenever I need you, you're back on the line because our guest has not called in yet. You're learning how a regular radio station works, right? With a producer, they always put them on the line. That's why in these radio tours I do every day. You follow us at Total Tutor and at Total Radio Net, right? It's at Total Radio Net, right? Peter, I got to get used to that, right? Yep. The other Twitter. That one's really picking up. That's where all you do all the tweets of all my syndication, right, Peter?
All the tweets, celebrities, in the morning there's a Total Radio Network lineup, and all that great stuff comes out every day.
Well, and so we'll see if this ends up being a segment or not. But talk about specifically enough in this segment, just all you have to do is my assistant. So people understand I'm not just this guy that just comes and shows up to a TV studio or a radio, how it's just a constant motion of all the different types of content we bring out every week on the Total Education Network's platforms.
There's TV shows, there's TV show celebrities, there's authors, there's all sorts of different people of different variations, and you never really seem to get the same thing twice. It's always a different person, it's always different, celebrity, and it's just awesome. At least I think so. I think you guys should tune into it.
Well, I think it's awesome because who interviews so many people in a week, Peter? Like now we're keeping track today, and I'm already on interview number. I'm not going to count you. Well, we can count you as two, but I'm already on the interview number. I had two before I went into the TV studio. I had an author, fantastic guy that's covering the U.S. Open, a senior writer for Sports Illustrated, and I also had Michael Harney of Orange is the New Black out of Netflix. Then we jump right into the mix, and I had an awesome author, Florence, that talked about her book. Then we went from Florence. That's why I don't remember always these names. It's funny. I was talking to one of my friends who's Catholic. He said, it's like you're a priest and you're having confession and you talk to so many people and you can't remember who they are based on, it's just a line. Boom, boom, next person, next person. So then after we interviewed her, we had you. Then we had the homesteader, Michael Rainey, and then Marty Rainey. And then we had this great college expert. And lo and behold, it's you. It looks like we're going to probably have to reschedule the 10:30 because at 10:45, our guest that will be on the line is looking at the name of the person. The author is Dr. Brock. But I guess who knows if somebody gets on the line before that happens. If we do have that person on, Peter will find out. But let's go into more. So the lineup, you said the Total Education Network lineup. Tell us what you do in the morning, because I'm amazed. This guy is up before I'm up. I go to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning during the week. It's the most chaotic week in the world. Get up about 5:36, and Peter's already ready to start. So tell us your day being an assistant for me. I never thought I'd ever have an interview like that.
Basically, in a weird way, I wake up the same time you do. It's just because we're in a different time zone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
But your 5 is 4 for me. But anyways, for what I do in the mornings is basically we take the celebrities and, the interviews that we've done, and we promote them to the numerous different stations that happen to be on Twitter. As well as, putting some awesome photos out there, of things that they've done, or maybe some of their profile pictures. That's usually an average of 2 to 3, possibly 6, depending on the day. Usually Wednesdays are a little bit more crazy.
Wednesday's definitely more crazy. We could have 7 or 8 interviews, exactly.
Yeah. And then going off of that, I go to Facebook, I go to Google Plus, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, all those great places, and take some of the celebrity interviews and post them to those places as well. So not only can you reach everything on Twitter, but you can also go to the other social media networks as well and check out all sorts of different celebrity interviews and upcoming interviews as well.
Exactly. And I think we do have our guest on the line, Peter. You can stay on the line just in case if we don't have a caller. It's going to have to be a shorter interview, but I think we have Michael on the line. Michael, are you on the line? Michael, are you on the line? Hello? Who do we have on the line? Oh, we're scheduled for 10. Oh, Dr. Brock's at 10:45. Can you get back on the line about 10:44?
Okay.
All right, thanks. Okay. I talked to the publicist about that. All right, so we took it. That was not Michael Damian. So everyone's getting to see the craziness that happens. It's when you do things live, guys, you just never know. At least you're getting to see me. So go ahead, Peter, with the day, because you're getting me exhausted already. And remember, I'm still doing stuff as well in the morning live while you're doing this. But continue.
But so I go from social media and I do all those posts and links and photos and all that great stuff. Then I transfer over to the Facebook pages, looking at different clients and getting them different people that might be interested in their specific brands. And then going from there, usually I do 20 previous interviews. So if you guys have missed any interviews, you can view those afterwards, usually around 10 o'clock Minnesota time to be 11 o'clock Pittsburgh time.
Okay.
And then going from there, it would be going on to my art and daily routine for my stuff as well.
Oh, wow. And I'm going to let you co-host interviewing Dr. Brock. Have fun. You can do some follow-up questions for me, okay? I'm going to keep you segueing today because I just am in this mood because guess what? I need some help, Peter. For our viewers out there, we're recording all the way up to 1:30 and it's right now 10:30. I'm sorry, recording to 11 radio-wise. Then we do television tapings from 11 till 1, then go live 1:30 to 2:30 to finish up the day. I have a half-hour break in between. But so just to kind of reiterate, you go and you tweet out 20 different interviews that I've done in my career, and they're not just celebrity interviews. That's the other point. And Peter, one other point is sometimes you tweet out not just celebrities, whoever is on the lineup for that day, like the Total Education Hour, which everyone needs to tune in Fridays at 5 p.m. on WRCT 88.3 in Pittsburgh. When you tweet that out, it's more about education topics. So you really do the whole Total Education Network lineup and all that. So it's not just celebrities, but what the 20 interviews, they're interesting, right? Because they vary in so many ways, don't they? The people I've interviewed.
Oh yeah, and the fun thing is too is that with the interviews, because like you said, there's all sorts besides just celebrities. The fun thing is that when I make these tweets, if like you're interested in like if they have a particular brand or a book or anything like that you want to also check out besides their personal page, I try to make sure that that's also tagged in there as well. So if you want to like go support them or purchase a book or maybe whatever you happen to be interested in, you would have that right in that one compact tweet. And you wouldn't have to go to too many places. You just have to click on the Twitter handles that are associated, and it's very convenient, and it's all in one little tweet for you there. So.
All right. Well, fantastic. I understand completely. And that's why I love the 20. Because I don't know how many interviews I've done, and our team is trying to put together everything in 6 years of radio and television. And we're going to kind of get into that aspect as well, because that's not just what you do is the 20. You're also involved in assisting in scheduling too. So you're scheduling a lot of my interviews, making sure things are on tap, especially for some of the live shows, right?
Yep, following up on emails, doing contacts, doing some phone calls, all that great stuff, making sure that everybody knows where they're going and what they're doing and how they're calling in. Honestly, it sounds worse than it is. Okay, it's a lot easier to maintain than you think. Okay, if you have a good memory and or a good notepad, you'll be okay.
No, I don't think many people could handle what you're able to do. You're the perfect fit, the perfect assistant, the perfect personal assistant anyone could ever want. And I'm keeping it with my brand. He was working with some of my clients for a second, but now I'm going to shift back to that. My day, I could talk about that if our other guest doesn't call on the line, but I'm very interested for Dr. Brock coming on the line. So that's why I like having Peter as this person to talk to. And Peter, again, more and more you can get out there and you got to tell people how they can follow you. Your Twitter is amazing. Your art is amazing. We have so one of the way he started out, and he started out with my YouTube channel, and that takes interviews I do at Bethel Park. It's interviews I do on location. It's TV. Now it's going to be radio interviews, the celebrities that you put together. So tell us specifically what you do for my television part of the brand.
Yep. So basically, I would take the video content, I'd upload it to YouTube, make sure the description has all the bio and links and things inside of it, so that all you have to do is when you view the videos, click on whatever you need. And then I also make it very accessible as well, making sure that the videos are findable, making sure like they're tagged accordingly so, you find them in the correct category. And then also putting them in the playlists as well. You'll be able to find playlists on the channel too, to make it a lot easier for, if you want to look for a specific type of video or for a specific type of show. And it's very organized. I'm a little compulsive that way, but hey, it's a good thing. So
it's organized chaos, right, Peter? It's definitely organized chaos. And the other thing is that they're all in different sections on my YouTube channel. So there's different playlists. And we're going to do that with SoundCloud as well. Even though blogtalkradio.com/Total Tutor, you can listen to any show. The thing is, you'll see Neil Haley show live. You'll say, what's this? Well, this started at 8 o'clock, at 8:50 in the morning. So it is a definite situation. So if we're waiting for our guest, but we're going to take a break. I think we're about at that break point. Yes, we are. You're watching the Neil Haley Show and listening live to Neil Haley Live, whatever you want to call it, with my co-host Peter Elvidge, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're back to the Neil Haley Show. You check me out on Twitter at Total Tutor, at Total Radio Net on Twitter, as well as we're booming and booming. That's all the radio, television, everything combined at Total Radio Net. And I'm with Peter. And Peter, this is just the morning. Let's throw out the stuff with clients. What else are you doing to get people to like my Facebook pages? I have a couple Facebook fan pages, Total Celebrity Show fan page. I have Author's Corner fan page. I have Total Spotlight Show, soon a Total Education Hour fan page. And do you think I should need a Neil Haley Show fan page as well? How many brands do I have, Peter? That's the...
You have a few. There is 4 pages right now. It used to be 3.
I have to cut you off because we do have our guests. At least we got the coordinator caller on the line. And Peter, you keep on. You're going to be co-hosting with me. Do we have our guest on the line, ma'am? Hi, Dr. Brock. How are you?
Well, I'm good. How are you doing, Neil?
Fantastic. So we're excited to welcome the program. And Dr. Bo Brock, Dr. Brock, thanks for calling. And you're coming on Author's Corner / Neil Haley Show. And I'm with my co-host, Peter. Peter, say hello to Dr. Brock.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Peter. Good talking to you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And he's the author of Crowded in the Middle of Nowhere, Tales of Humor and Healing from Rural America. And Dr. Brock, tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll get right into the book.
Oh, I'm just a kind of a small town veterinarian in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, and kind of grew up in this area and wrote a book about just walking through life, working on animals.
working on animals. And what did you have a love of animals right when you were a child that made you want to do this, Dr. Brock?
Well, I grew up on a farm and a ranch, and we had dogs and pigs, chickens and horses and cows and everything, and I always just kind of had a fondness for taking care of them, and it's just followed me through my whole life.
Interesting. Peter, just chime in on any questions. That's how we go back and forth, Peter. Question for Dr. Brock?
Not at the moment. Maybe in a little bit though.
All right, so start jotting things down. So Dr. Brock, now you saw that, and then tell us this journey of becoming a vet, what you had to do, especially talking about being from a rural area in Texas to go on and become a veterinarian.
Well, you know, we grew up and my grandpa kind of raised me, and then decided that I wanted to kind of pursue taking care of animals as I got older, and then went through veterinary school, and I came to Lamesa, Texas, which is between Midland and Lubbock, and come to one of these small towns. They got a newspaper that prints 2 times a week, probably has about 9 pages in it. So anytime somebody new comes to town, they want them to write for the paper. They wanted me to write articles about animal health, you know, once a month. And I wrote an article about parvo and dogs, and nobody read it. Then I wrote one about Coggan's test for horses, and nobody read it. So I thought about the third time I'd write something kind of funny, kind of a captured moment from the life of a veterinarian. And there's an old woman here in town, and she had a grandson that was a veterinarian over in Missouri or somewhere, and she sent the article, and that guy liked it. He sent it to a veterinary magazine that goes all over the world, and they liked it and asked me to write for them once a month. Well, that was 20 years ago. So started writing articles once a month for that magazine, and over a period of time, they just kind of built up, and we finally put them into a book, and it's been a lot of fun.
It seems like it's a lot of fun, Dr. Brock, and I think that telling the tales of what you do as a veterinarian, especially the different animals that you treat. People always think of vets as dogs and cats, right, Dr. Brock? That's one of the strange definitions a lot of people think of veterinarians in that case, than compared to all types of animals, right?
Kinds of veterinarians, we kind of specialize, but when you live in the middle of nowhere, you have to take care of everything from rabbits that got bit by a dog all the way to horses and ostriches, and it's just every kind of animal. So we work on all animals, and you know, in the cities sometimes they just do small animals, and then some people just do large animals. But in our practice, we got 7 veterinarians that we work on just a little bit of everything. It's been a lot of fun.
Seems definitely a lot of fun. Peter, what is your experience of animals that you grew up with, Peter?
Well, I had a pet dog a few years ago. We do still have a pet cat. Her name is Melody. She's a calico. And you know, growing up with I was growing up with pets, you know, for a while, and for my disability. I mean, it's not specifically oriented to that, but it helps, you know, that when you have a pet, you know, it's kind of a comforting, therapeutic kind of thing, as well as, you know, having a companion. And, yeah. And I thought of a question. I'm just kind of curious. Throughout your experience of being a veterinarian, what would you say is your favorite animal?
Well, I like horses. But I like them all, but I like horses the best. I just think they're an amazing creature. You know, they weigh 1,200 pounds. They can run 40 miles an hour for 12 miles. Just incredible animals to be around, and they're smart, and they smell good, and I like them. I like them a lot.
Yeah, so my favorite animal is a dog. I have a cat right now. But my favorite animal is a dog, and I need my kids to be older to take care of a dog, because I just have no time at all. Dr. Brock, you missed the whole thing. My co-host is also my personal assistant, and I have him running everywhere possible as I keep going from one place to the next, social media wise and stuff. So totally understand that. And Dr. Brock, the book, the reason for writing the book is because you did a lot of publication writing as a veterinarian and stuff like that, but to tell people really who you are and how you treat animals, right? How it's different than some mainstream veterinarians, right?
The whole idea to put the book together was actually somebody else's. A group of people contacted me and said, "Why don't you make a book out of this?" And so I've probably written 300 or 400 or 500 stories, and we picked the ones to put in the book because I don't know, with all the political correctness and all, it seems like the news, it's just a lot of bad news. The book is just real common writing. There's no negative in it. It's a bunch of stories about happy people just going through life in a simpler time. And hopefully, if you read it, you'll smile and you'll feel good about just being an American. It's kind of just a laid back book with humble writing, and I think people when they read it like it because there's not a big long story, big plot, and rising action. It's just a accumulation of amusing moments, and you can read 2 or 3 and set it down and come back and start over. And I've had a lot of people over the last couple of years that have had loved ones in the hospital and read it while they're driving, or
that's great.
Read it when they're on vacation or on an airplane. Yeah.
And what is your take, Dr. Brock, in how animals are becoming more and more like family members, and the amount of money that's spent on them, medically and also, I guess, extravagantly? Are you blown away by this phenomenon?
Yeah, it is kind of amazing because the bond between animals and people has always been an amazing thing.
Yes.
You get one of these old gruff cowboys from West Texas that's dipping snuff and wearing snap buttons and his boots come up to his knees, and you think he's tough and he doesn't have a lot of emotion, and then his favorite horse gets sick and he comes into the clinic and sheds a tear. And I've done this for 26 years, and I've had some really emotional moments. You've got an older lady whose husband's passed away, and her best friend is a schnauzer, and
right.
It's pretty rewarding when you get to help those critters stay alive and happy.
Mm-hmm. I think it definitely is rewarding because Peter would probably think so as well. When you talk about, I'll put the disability part of this into there. Peter, how many dogs and other pets are great for therapy for, as you talked about, disabilities, but especially for ones with autism and stuff like that, or even visually impaired, right, Peter, that are so important to the daily things that they have to do every day, right, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things they can do. Like, I've had people who have them as, PTSD companions. There's, obviously guide dogs, blind or visually impaired. There's all sorts of them. You can actually get, like cats. I believe you can get bunny rabbits. I think there's a whole bunch of them that you can get for, PTSD and different disabilities, primarily for, persons with blindness and visual impairment. I think it's mostly golden retrievers and black labs, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. There's different places at different programs, but they're important. They're family.
Yes.
They help out in different situations in life, and it's awesome to know that there's people out there who are helping, your family members. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, see their pets as family members, and it's awesome to know that there's people and that there's services out there that help with this.
Agree, Dr. Brock?
We have a lot of hippotherapy. Yes, we have a lot of hippotherapy in our area, and that's where children with disabilities or even adults can go to these places and they get to ride horses. And you just never really seen anything like a child with a disability of some sort get to ride a horse for the first time, and their face just lights up and they hug that horse around the neck, and those old kind horses just get this soft look on their face and their ears kind of laid back, and you can tell that the horse really knows that it's being a part of something special. It's great to see.
It definitely is, and it's great to see. Go ahead, Peter.
Oh, good. I've had that experience actually, and I know how that is because for when I was younger, I had a lot of extreme limitations because before they started creating better glasses for me, I kind of had these goggles that were a little impaired. And I remember that we went to a circuses sometimes, if I remember correctly, and they had like it was kind of like a petting zoo kind of like riding thing. And I remember trying to ride a horse. I remember petting animals. It was an experience that I'll never forget, and I think that's awesome.
Don't you love the way that a horse smells, Peter? I don't know. It's, to me, they have the most wonderful odor, and they just smell like a horse. And a lot of the disabled children that I've worked with horses that can't see, when they get to be around a horse and smell just that horse smell, you can tell that it's really a sweet smell to them. And I like getting to see children do that. That's an amazing moment.
90 seconds.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing is for me, the thing for me is that for the animals is primarily the fur and the touching that I like. Is just so soft and so it just brings a whole new experience to if you can't necessarily see the animal, that it's right there in front of you, and it's kind of like using your hands for sight, so to speak. You know what I mean?
60 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dr. Brock, best place to find information on you, learn more about you, and find your book. Where can we go?
Well, the book's available just about anywhere. It's on Amazon and all the electronic books, and at the bookstores. It's all over the country. It's in the airports, and and then we got a Facebook page, Brock Veterinary Clinic here in Lamesa, Texas, and you can go there, and we put anecdotes on there quite often and have cases where we work on animals. You can see that happen there, and you can call us at the vet clinic in Lamesa, Texas if you want to. We love talking to people.
Thanks, Dr. Brock, for calling. Thanks, Peter. Take care, guys. And that was the Neil Haley Show. Check me out on Twitter at Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley, Facebook. Another exciting week of shows next week. Take care, everybody.